One way that the Lord has been very faithful in our lives is that Jonathan and I have, ever since we first met, we knew we wanted to be parents. That was definitely a big thing for both of us. That I remember even having the conversation with him where he was like, I want to be a good dad. I want to be a really good dad. And I know that God put that in my heart. So we, thought that we would do it the typical way and we would start having kids. And then it didn't happen. And we went through, a series of different things, diagnoses and everything, and finally settled on, okay, it's going to be adoption. We're going to choose adoption. It's going to be our route to become parents.
Sophia came to us when she was 10 months old. We went through that whole process and we were able to fully adopt her a few days after her second birthday. Carson came to us at 4 months, almost 5 months, and we were able to fully adopt him at 1.5 years. We had fully adopted both of our children, and yet we're really still drawn to this foster adopt community, being a part of, orphan care ministries and connecting with other families that had fostered and adopted. And even, even though the adoption has happened, it's still this journey, and God was just stirring stuff in both of our hearts. And
so we kind of started with the idea of adoption, foster care ministry a little while before that. When we had a conversation one day, I remember just being floored when he said, I think maybe this is a calling for us. Maybe we should do foster care, adoption, something. It was kind of a breath of fresh air to me. Hey, why don't we just do this?
But just to be able to have a place that can meet those immediate needs for children and families when they get a child placement. So the name that felt like God gave us was Fast Help, because obviously we want to be fast help for a family. But FAST is an acronym that stands for Foster Adopt Support Team. Fast Help is obviously a closet. We take donations, we take gift cards, we take, we have needs that we need to meet, financially and prayers and volunteers, that's one thing. But we're also a place where we can connect you with other facilities and needs can be met. So, maybe it's you're looking for pediatric care and we can connect you with the people that do that. So it's really being able to take what is already the passions of the community and then finding a place for them to be able to then connect into that foster adopt community.
We have a church where this is actually something that is also on other people's hearts. And so we've had some really neat conversations about partnering and moving forward and being able to impact a wider audience, a wider group.
Church is really that relational piece, that where you are connecting with people and loving on people and doing real life with people.
It definitely felt, I think after doing the community groups is where we felt like this is our church. We were attending because it's where we felt welcomed, but then once we did a community group, it was like, okay, this is our church.
A homecoming is almost what it felt like. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Ruth Foster, and we have Sophia, who's 6, almost 7 years old, and then we have Carson, who's 4.